Teddy Long is down a White Boy player. Krzysztof Nowinski is no longer here in the WWE, but we're losing White Boys like there's no tomorrow. Eric Bischoff last week, Nowinski during the week, not Spike Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, and what's the other guy?
Eric Bischoff this week.
Rico.
Stone Cold we lost last week.
Ah, well, yeah, but Bischoff, I mean, he got fired through the bloody stage last week, man, through the tables.
Oh, well, that's true, I guess, aye.
He's just not here this week, and I tell you what, judging by Austin at the end of the show, we could have lost him as well.
The White Boys are going down.
Kane is a hired gun for the black man.
Kane must have been...
Why doesn't Teddy Long just hire Kane?
Put the mask on and pretend he's black.
I know. He saw that like makeup on him when he first took the mask off. And he's a black boy player.
Yeah, anyway guys, it is Raw, it's time for the review, and Kane unmasked, Austin running the show tonight, Eric Bischoff not there, so it's no longer the co-GM, it's been single GM ownership for the past 2 weeks.
And I'm digging it, especially Austin, right? Oh, I like Bischoff, but I think he was restarting too many matches last week. Austin's Austin though. The fact, Bischoff's great, but Bischoff going one-on-one with Kane just doesn't quite work as Austin. It ended the show. I mean, we'll get to it at the end, but it was fucking great. Seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin go against Kane and blood and steel chair shots, stunners, chokeslam. What the fuck's not to like about that? Is that not what you want? Is that not what you need in your professional wrestling? But here comes Austin. He kicks off the show, damn it. It is the 7th of July 2003. So yeah, SmackDown had a really good show. How can Raw? How can the Red Brand? How can they follow up Austin? He's like, food poisoning last week. Yeah. 6 Mexican TV dinners. This used to be like a gimmick back in the day where people would eat these like Mexican food TV dinners. I tell you what, right? The last thing I would eat on this planet is a Mexican TV food dinner that gets fucked in the microwave.
Why?
Because Mexican food is like notorious for giving people the shits. Then you factor in it's in the microwave. Then you having the shits and food poisoning is up tenfold.
Actually true. When I think of Mexican food, I just think all Mexican food would be better fresh. I don't think it's really suited to being microwavable.
Yeah, so Austin says his arse folded last week, but he's alright this week. But we saw Bischoff take a chokeslam, and things are looking good in that regard. He's like, you know what, first match, we've got a rematch for last week. Booker T versus Christian. And Christian's like, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting in that ring. Austin's like, you know what, this match, you'll forfeit it if you don't get in this ring. Christian's like, well, okay then. But then it's like, it can change hand via count out or DQ.
Well, that's a game changer, isn't it?
It is a game changer, but then Christian's like, right, okay.
Now Christian can't install any of his heel tactics. He can't get counted out. He can't get DQ'd. He can't do shit. The only way for Christian to win this match and retain his belt is to either pin Booker T or submit Booker T, but Christian points out, well, you actually can't ring the bell until I get in the ring because the match hasn't started yet. Austin's like, actually, that's a good idea, Christian. Let's negotiate. Pick up that mic. What? Christian goes to pick up the mic. Austin grabs him, chucks him in the ring. The match is underway, and it's another good match. We can talk about people with chemistry, and sometimes I think Booker T has had a couple of matches. There's been some people he's not exactly been linking up with, syncing with, but I think Booker T, Christian have had a series of really good matches, and this was another one. Booker T finally getting the win with the scissors kick, 1, 2, 3 at the end. New Intercontinental Champion, overdue, but here Booker T finally gets his belt. Christian had a good run. Will he get it back? Will he get another opportunity? We'll have to wait and see, but that's what I like, decent length title reigns, but nothing insane. I think a couple of months is more than enough if you do the right things with it.
Scott's Blog of Doom said these two don't work well together. I would disagree with that. I think they do work alright together.
Yeah, well, every match I've seen together with them was good.
The only thing I would say is I think this should be the last one-on-one match between Christian and Booker T for a while. I don't think there's any need to see it anymore of it, but Booker T wins. Correct decision. Christian being a chicken shit heel, he is. When I think of a chicken shit heel, I think of Christian Cage.
Because that's how I roll.
He's got the arms of an Ethiopian. He's from Mexico North. As Scott Steiner would say, he's a great fucking guy. Speaking of great guys, right? Tommy Dreamer is backstage. Honestly, right? You would be forgiven here for thinking that Tommy Dreamer got a bullet to the temple. It looked like a slug.
Thought he was dead.
Yep. Mark Jindrak's like thanking Austin. But then Austin is then told here something's happened, so he runs, and then he's like, "What happened to the son of a bitch?" And you got Tommy Dreamer lying dead. They rock up, the EMTs rock up and say Tommy Dreamer's no breathing. Not even he's been beat up, he's no breathing.
Yeah,
it's like Paul Heyman, act it.
Bubba Ray's in there. Austin's like, Bubba, get out the way, let them do their job. And
it's my best friend.
Steve, get away from me, it's my best friend. And finally Tommy Dreamer gets some help, but looks like he was beyond help at this stage. I mean, he was completely battered, covered in blood, wasn't moving, wasn't breathing. I mean, they say ECW will not die, but yeah, maybe Tommy Dreamer could have died on Raw the night.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a wrestling show where someone was labelled as not breathing.
Oh, any 2025 show, I feel like I'm not breathing by the end of it.
Aye, well, the entire crowd in that case, where we get cut to JR and the King, right? We're in Montreal. Going to talk about the screw job later on. We see a wee clip of it. But see, look how much wrestling's changed here, folks, right? It's like 6 years ago. Look at the arena. Look at the fives in 97. Look at the fives in 2003. This is when wrestling fucking felt different, man. See, if you go back to 2019 and compare it to 2025, yeah, I'm not going to say there's not going to be a wee bit of a difference, but it doesn't feel like eras have changed, doesn't it not?
Nope.
Man, you skip years in this time period, it's like you feel like you've missed out on a whole host of things, but this, god damn it, I'm looking forward to the highlight reel tonight though, but we've got Teddy Long, we're wrestling dazzling player, new recruit, Rosie.
Fucking and bugging,
razzling and dazzling, alright, but Rosie, he's not black. Well, actually, is Rosie black?
He's Samoan, it's good enough.
Yeah,
he's not white, so that's good enough for Fedor Long.
Yeah, that's good enough. So we've got Rodney Mack coming out, who's I mean, I'd say, we have this discussion every week, he's fucking white, man. He points out, though, right, Teddy Long, that Chris Nowinski's dunk? He's dunk? Okay, he's dunk. Tell you, how weird is it, right, that this guy becomes an expert on concussions?
Well, he is an intelligent guy and he got a concussion.
Yeah,
so
that's
maybe,
one thing I'm not.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can certainly say that again.
I feel like I'm wrong about here with a concussion. What way did I pronounce Chris Nowinski there? Dunk goose. Anyway, man.
This video's a slam dunk, I think.
I like Chris. See Chris Nowinski, right? Guy's better than Roman Reigns, and I'll stand by that.
Of course.
Is that you've got
well,
to say?
majority of this roster's better than Roman Reigns. I don't really know if you want me to elaborate or not, but if you're from this era, by default, unless you absolutely suck, I am going to prefer you from anybody over today's current era.
Who's not better than Roman Reigns? Mark Jindrak?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen enough of Mark Jindrak yet to put him above Roman Reigns, I'll give you that.
Fair enough, right? Teddy's talking, we then cut to the back. The white man, Tommy Dreamer, he's being loaded into the ambulance, and then we got Bubba Ray. He's like, I'm going to find out who did this. Now, at this point, I actually thought it was Evolution. I didn't actually think it would be Kane, but it turns out it would be Kane. But in terms of Hurricane, he's taking on Rosie. And this is a decent match here, and essentially what it alludes to is Samoan Rosie. He just squishes the Hurricane, swipes right through him like a hurricane, and then he actually turns on Big Teddy Long. But then Rodney Mack gets the upper hand on Rosie, and you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, Rosie ended up looking pretty damn weak here. He tries to stop Fedor Long bossing him about, but then Rodney Mack's like, you touch the black Mac, son. So, yeah, Rosie in the end here just got battered alongside his wee new pal, the Hurricane. So, maybe Rosie should have actually joined forces with Fedor Long and
it's very weird,
the
though.
Mac.
Goldberg squashed Rodney Mack. Rodney Mack then batters Rosie. Rosie squashed Hurricane, who had like a 50-50 match with The Rock not too long ago.
Aye, The Rock here, maybe when he comes back he needs to get a stronger pen.
But I've got a feeling our white boy challenges are coming to an end, but I've enjoyed them, man. Can't complain with them, right? Bubba then confronts Evolution. Randy Orton says, well, you know what? It wasn't me that attacked Dreamer because I was having a protein shake. And that's something you wouldn't have, fat boy. Didn't quite add that bit, but I mean, that's kind of what he was alluding to. Ric Flair said he was on the phone making some business deals and all that good stuff. And
sorting out the talent for later on the night. I can believe that. That's a good enough alibi for me. Ric Flair sorting out women for after the show. Sounds a bit right.
Sounds bang on the money. Austin rocks up. He's like, alright, Bubba, you can have a tag team match, but you gotta find a partner. Because apparently Spike went to the hospital with Dreamer and there was like some weird gimmick with Devon where he was not at the show for personal reasons. The King wanted to know, and JR was like, "You'll know, but I'm telling you after the show." I'm intrigued to know what these personal reasons was.
Well, I mean, Devon is the brother, isn't he, of Bubba Ray? So you'd think if Devon's out, then Bubba should also be out.
Yeah.
Assuming it's family related.
Maybe it was his black mama. Who knows? But apparently Rico got battered, so Jackie Grada runs up to Austin. Austin's like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Grada.
Who'd I say?
Grada.
Well, Rico's very Grada. And Austin runs over to Rico, and he's like, Kane did it. And he just, Austin, son of a bitch. It's just great though, isn't it?
Yeah, the way he lifts his head up, grabs him by the hair.
Grabs him like a fucking
Who done this?
Grabs him like a piece of dog shite underneath your shoe.
Yeah,
Like, who done this? Who stepped on you?
Austin's showing slightly less concern for Rico than he did for Tommy.
Which kind of sums up where Rico is. Because, I mean, Tommy Dreamer is the bottom of the fucking barrel, isn't he? Like,
Bottom of the food chain.
bottom of the food chain, right? Victoria.
He's the empty drag at the bottom of a beer can.
Right. Victoria and Stevie Richards take on Gail Kim and Val Phoenix.
Hello, ladies. Down, 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 down.
King says, looks like Gail Kim likes to ride on top. Well, there you go. And then this, Gail Kim just won the title last week, second match, and already looks like the best worker on the fucking roster.
Well, I've always said I think Gail Kim's the best female wrestler I've ever seen. Like, so, shame that she doesn't really get a fair whack in WWE, but we'll see her on
Well, you say
TNA.
she won the belt the first match, man. That's pretty.
I know, but then fucking probably didn't want to sleep with Finn since he took the belt off her. You know, that's probably what happened. Like,
Yeah, but
or sleep with somebody.
yeah, but you know what, man? You'd rather a good week in 2003 than a good 5 years in this modern era.
True. But I think when you see Gail Kim, and I don't know what she was doing prior to WWE, and I couldn't tell you if she was wrestling in other promotions or whatnot, but I think it is concerning that she looks just better than pretty much everyone else there.
That's the problem, though, because
I like Trish, right? I like Trish, and I've always defended her, and I say, in terms of, when it comes to the biggest star of all time, when you're basing it on overall, I think she is hands down the best female of all time. Best female superstar. But Gail Kim, in her second week in WWE, just looks way better than Trish Stratus.
And this is why the men are better than the women.
Now,
because
maybe
you would not. Mark Jindrak does not look better than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Now here, maybe Gail Kim's been wrestling for a long time. I would need to do a deep dive into her history. Maybe she's got more experience than Trish Stratus, and that's why she looks better than Trish. But honestly, I mean, at this point, I think Gail Kim looks better than Trish. She looks better than Lita. I think she looks better than pretty much all the women that have been wrestling for longer periods of time. I think Molly and Victoria are probably the two best workers. And obviously now alongside Gail Kim.
Yeah.
But when you look at like the cornerstones of the divisions, like the two, like the so-called Rock and Austin of the female divisions, who Trish and Lita, but in terms of being workers, like they're not great.
But see, I just argue the case that most women aren't great workers, though.
Well, that's fair enough.
No, but they're not, though.
That's fair enough.
But you're right because Gail Kim shouldn't be coming in and looking hands down better than everyone else when she's billed as a rookie, winning on her first match. That just doesn't happen with the men.
Who knows? Maybe she's been wrestling for longer than the others.
No, but to me, right, that's a valid point. But to me, it's also irrelevant because WWE's portraying her as like this rookie. It's just debut. Oh look, she did the Matrix shit.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. They could also portray somebody that's new to the game as a rookie, but they might have been wrestling for a longer period of time. You wouldn't know.
Well, doesn't really matter either. Or decent match, and the Hurricane Rana was pretty good. Trish Stratus is warming up backstage, and Test is continuing his weekly conquest of battering women here. He wants to be with Trish. She's like, well, no. If anything, the way you treat Stacey's the way you gotta treat me, it's a no. And then a wild Kevin Nash appears, almost fucking snaps his quads.
You want to pick on someone your own size, Test. Are you? It's like, everything all right here? Test's like, everything's fine. I wasn't talking to you.
No, actually good to see Nash show a bit of fucking
Fire, a bit of
aggression.
emotion.
Because I don't know, the feud with Triple H has been a bit. It was depressing.
Yeah, almost like he didn't give a fuck.
Like,
I know he battered him outside the arena
guys,
and stuff.
we used to be the Clique in '96.
We used to be best friends, damn it! Like, who cares? Give me this. Kevin Nash fired up. Fired up Kevin Nash. Challenges Test to a match and Test reluctantly accepts.
I'm looking forward to it. That's all I'm going to say. But it's the highlight reel. I was looking forward to this. Who's your daddy, Montreal? It's not quite as good as that one, but I thought it was a pretty good highlight reel. Jericho, definitely the face here. Huge crowd favourite in Montreal. Shawn Michaels is not. This just shows you like the magnitude of the screw job and how people still hate it, Michaels.
Yeah, and King was, bashing the Canadian fans as well, telling them to get a life, telling them that they're losers, So and Michaels joined in. He was like, guys, it was 5 years ago. If you really want to hate me, how about hate me for beating your fellow Canadian Chris Jericho? At least that happened within the past year.
King said
that cats have 9 lives, but these Canadians don't even have one.
and that was great. Come on.
Because obviously they're so hell-bent and stuck in the past and infuriated with the screw job. That was a great line. King's phenomenal. Honestly, commentary kills me today with how bad it is.
Aye. Jerry Lawler, man, this guy he's so quick-witted and it is soul-destroying how every aspect of wrestling is worse now. Not one aspect's better. I mean, the one you could the cameras are better, it's more HD, but I prefer the gritty shit, to be honest. Better.
Yeah, to me, it's the high definition. It's just, it looks too glossy, doesn't it?
Social media. Yeah, I think this was a weird segment though. It's like I kind of expected Michaels to go more in on the screw job and be like, well, you know what? We did what was best for business, and Brett was fucking. But I was expecting.
At the end of the day, though, he's still a face, so he needs to like protect that.
He does, but again, I think the Canadians need to wake up and smell the coffee that Brett was just a fucking naive idiot. Who I mean, we've spoke about the screw job plenty of times, but. I mean, surely by 2003 the pennies dropped and it's like, well, you know what? How retarded is Brett for thinking he was just going to be able to walk out the company with a belt?
Wasn't going to happen. Not under Vince McMahon's final breath.
It wasn't, but Jericho's got this crowd in the palm of his hand, but he's like, you know what? Why?
Especially when he'd already seen WWF titles being dropped in the trash cans live on WCW. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Imagine if McMahon allowed that to happen again. I mean, he would have looked an absolute fool.
No, fucking that. I mean, you say an absolute. It's a fool with the women's title that means nothing.
Yeah, but if that happens to the granddaddy of them all, plus it's like back then WCW were still on top. WCW were kicking WWF's ass.
No, they were, and it wouldn't be until about 15 months later WWE would turn the tide completely. So. Michaels wants to fight Jericho. Jericho's like, no, I'm not fighting you. Have you seen the Canadian dollar? If I'm going to fight you, it's going to be somewhere good. Like Hollywood. So this kind of turns the crowd against Jericho. Not that they really liked Michaels, but yeah, I mean, I thought this was pretty good. Sets up a match for these two in
2 weeks' time, Hollywood. Everything's bigger in Hollywood.
But you see how this is how they orchestrated a match for 2 weeks' time, right? It wasn't a case of, we're just booking a match for 2 weeks' time with no explanation because these guys don't turn up. Jericho actually used some heel heat to get it in Hollywood. And this is all you ask from wrestling for it to make an ounce of sense, and this does make sense. Right, Austin then finds Kane in the office, some big 7-foot guy wearing a fucking tea-towel.
Well, I'd argue that Kane finds Austin, to be fair.
True, but I mean, Kane is in there, he's sitting down, he's like, I want to quit. And I was like, what? You're not quitting, Kane. You're going to go out there, they might cheer for you, you might not, but either or. We're going to go out there, and if you don't, you're fired. So Kane then stands up and leaves, and he touches the wall with a big bloody handprint.
Hold on. No, Austin doesn't say you're fired. Austin gives him the option of sticking around, or he says you can quit. Is Bischoff's the one that's threatening to fire people? Get your facts straight.
Well, that's essentially what it is, though.
No, it's not. It's not Austin threatening him. It's Austin basically just telling it how it is. Kane's essentially threatening to. Kane's threatening to quit. Austin's not threatening to fire.
Well, either or, he's going to be at the company if he doesn't go out, isn't he? Because he's going to be.
Aye, but that's on Kane. It's not on Austin. It's not like Austin's giving him an ultimatum.
Well, no, well, hold on. If Kane doesn't turn up, right, and quits, he's still going to get fired. Kayfabe-wise.
No, if
Austin walked out and got fired. Hogan left this week, and they're still getting fired, even though they quit.
Right, so you're trying to spin that.
I'll spin it, aye.
That's incredible. Right, move on.
Here, I've got more spins than a washing machine. I'll let you know, right? So, test.
Fucking broken down washing machine at this rate.
A broken down washing machine, anyway.
Fucking one that don't even recycle it, to be honest.
Well, how about you talk about test Kevin Nash, and I'll come up with a wee line here to bury you.
No, you're talking shit. You know that you got it mixed up. Now you're trying to. But technically, if he quits, he would get fired later. Fuck off.
Wouldn't he though?
No, that's bullshit.
Wouldn't he though?
No, absolutely.
So he just quits and nothing happens.
Aye.
It's just limbo.
Oh, fuck off. McMahon's too busy on SmackDown. He ain't got the power to fire anybody. Sure,
It's his fucking company.
Austin's in charge, right? If Austin wanted to fire Kane, he could have done it, right? Test versus Nash. Decent match.
Nash is done. If you're losing to Test, you're done.
Honestly, I would like to know how, when it comes to the Chamber match in a few months, Nash gets in it and Test doesn't. Now, I get it. People will say, well, Kevin Nash is Kevin Nash. He's a bigger draw and he's a bigger main event guy. But, I mean, at this point, it kind of just looks like Nash is on the decline. Why not put a fresh face in there? Why not have a Test in that Chamber match?
And if my knowledge is correct, Nash gets eliminated straight away.
Yeah, very early. I mean, he gets eliminated within, I'm pretty sure.
He doesn't. He gets eliminated before Goldberg comes in, does he?
I think he gets eliminated before the next pod opens.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's a very short elimination.
And then he loses like a hair match against Jericho, and that's him.
No, I'm just...
Till 2011.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at this point Test should be in the Chamber instead of Nash, but Test pulls off the ring turnbuckle pad, he exposes it. Trish comes down, tries to tell the referee, oh look, he's done this. Then Test grabs her, chucks her in the ring, throws her into Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash has to catch Trish, he's distracted, and then Test hits the big boot. The big boot! What's that all about? On Kevin Nash, gets the 1, 2, 3. And then after the match, Test just pulls Trish from out of the ring and looks like she smacks her face on the ring floor, and then he just slams her back first into the ring barricade, and then he walks away all proud of himself while JR basically calls him he's a son of a bitch.
If Cole was on it, man, we wouldn't feel the same. Booker T, he's very happy, and he leaves with Terry. So yeah, he won the IC 5 time, but I'm now the 1-time IC champ. That's when the Intercontinental Championship meant something. Speaking of something that didn't mean anything though, Jericho, Mark Jindrak. This match went too long. The crowd were chanting boring. Mark Jindrak's just a bit boring, isn't he? I mean,
yeah, and this is another reason why Jericho said he couldn't wrestle Michaels tonight, because they already had a match. So once again, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not outright refusing to...
Fucking give me Jericho Michaels over this.
Yeah, not outright refusing to work tonight, but partly because they already had a match. But I get it. You've got Mark Jindrak here, or whatever he's called. Originally, I thought it was Garrison Cade, but yeah, it's Jindrak. This guy was supposed to be an Evolution, and he probably feels a bit hard done by. But you know what? Honestly...
See, Triple H said him and Orton were acting like goofballs, so they dropped Jindrak.
I think it's fair to say... People will just go, oh, well, if Jindrak was in it, he would have had Batista's career. I'm not convinced.
That's unfair.
I'm not convinced. I think if Jindrak's in this... I'm not saying Jindrak couldn't have had a decent level of career in WWE, but I don't even think he goes on to be a world champion. Now, maybe he could have improved, right? And he might have got better. But for me, he doesn't have the look that Batista's got.
No. It's hindsight, obviously, but... To me, Mark Jindrak would have been nothing more than the Enforcer. Batista grew out of that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do I see Jindrak morphing into the role that Batista had and winning the Rumble and then staring down Triple H's belt?
No.
And then going on to main? No, I don't. Could I have seen Jindrak possibly win the tag team titles with Ric Flair? Yes.
Jindrak would be like Orlando Jordan in the cabinet.
Aye, pretty much. Aye.
And he was in the closet, though, as well.
Maybe he could have got a tag team title and he could have got an Intercontinental title, but I just don't think it's as easy to say, well, Jindrak would have had the career of Batista. What, you tell me Jindrak would be in Hollywood right now?
No.
Making millions?
He wouldn't be, but
Come on.
Something that's on heat. Maven versus Triple H. What the fuck is going on here? By the way,
need to dig out the tapes. Sunday Night Heat tapes.
Wait, it's Triple H.
I don't know.
He's on heat.
Triple H didn't want to work Tuesday. He's
No,
working
but-
Sunday night instead.
I mean, the world champion on Heat. See, to be
We
fair,
can't even
though-
get the world champion now to wrestle on fucking TV.
No, but no, it's insane though. Even by 2003, like, Heat had dropped off. Heat was very much a jobber show. Even though Triple H is on it. See, back in, like, the late 90s, Heat was fucking massive.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually think the way Heat was around the Ruthless Aggression era was the way it should be.
Yeah. Heat in the Attitude Era was kind of like
Do you want to know why? I think
a prologue.
I think Heat should be an optional thing that if you want to watch it, then you can, and it's a decent show. But for me, I think Heat back in the Attitude Era was almost like if you wanted the full experience, you kind of had to watch it.
No,
And the reason I would say that is, the reason I think that's true is, look how much they used to show highlights from Heat in the Attitude Era, whereas they don't really show highlights for Heat.
yeah, like, I don't think
Seen
I've
the
ever
Ruthless
watched a
Aggression
full
era?
Heat episode.
Seeing the Ruthless Aggression Era, they promote Heat and they highlight it and they preview it,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily recap it.
No.
Can you remember a Heat recap in the Ruthless Aggression?
No, but
But can you remember a Heat recap in the Attitude Era all the time?
I mean, literally thousands.
So I think that I think in the Attitude Era it's like,
I remember Austin was the fake cameraman
aye.
in the steel cage. I mean, Austin on Heat alone.
So I think that Heat was almost part of the show. It was almost like canon to the show. Whereas I think Heat during the Ruthless Aggression Era is more, it's like optional. It's an opportunity for people that don't get to wrestle every week on Raw.
Tell you what, though, man, see Heat, like, I've not watched a full Heat episode in the Attitude Era, and I think there's probably a couple, I mean, what, 150 of them maybe, somewhere around that. I mean, honestly, think how much content there is out there.
Shitload.
I mean, we could be watching an hour of Heat every week instead of these shows, the current shows. Anyway, Molly Holly versus Trish. Trish is selling her way down.
Who wants on the membership, guys? Let us know. Heat
want-
and Velocity.
You want Sunday Night Heat, boy. Right, anyway, Trish loses, 4-minute match, but again, this is all kind of test, right? Some selling, some psychology, don't you love it? Molly Holly wins, gets her to tap out in the next stretch. Brilliant.
King was fascinated with the falling as well. He's putting that over big time.
He was JR, the form.
JR's putting over the back injury that Trish received against Tess, but King was focused a little bit lower down than the back.
He was. Kane then finally agrees to go out, so he's not quitting, right, guys? He's not getting fired, but he's not quitting because he's going out to the ring.
Glad we've cleared that up.
The washing machine has landed on its final spin. Ric Flair and Randy Orton take on Bubba Ray Dudley, and who's it going to be? I was like, oh, who? That's Rob Van Dam.
Win for RVD and Bubba Ray. Spike Dudley, who was supposed to be at the hospital, also made an appearance here, so I don't know if he drove back. Must be a local. I would reckon that there is hospitals close to these big stadiums, though. Would you not agree by design that there is probably a hospital within very close distance of all these big stadiums?
Local medical facility, actually.
Ah, well, you get it right, yeah, McMahon would tell us.
God damn it.
No, but do you not think when you've got like such a big stadium nearby or arena where it could be populated with a lot of people, it kind of makes sense to have some sort of hospital / local facility nearby?
No, I agree. Right, main event
Good that
time.
you agree, huh?
Main event time. I thought this main event segment was fucking brilliant. Just seeing Austin get physical, Kane bust it open. Chair shot. Well, let's just get into the actual thing. So they come
So
out.
Austin, they come out. Austin wants Kane. I was trying to get you to be the monster. Damn it! You know we need to see. We need to see the real monster. And you've been chucking these guys around backstage, but we need to see the monster that you used to be. Hell, we need to see the monster that we've never seen before. Austin's like, look at what he did to Bischoff last week. That was great. That was funny. And then Kane gets pretty serious, like, you think I'm funny? Austin's like, no, I don't think you're funny. I think what you done is funny. And Kane's like, you said you wouldn't laugh at me. And Austin's like, listen, you dumb son of a bitch, I'm not laughing at you. And Kane just grabs him by the throat, goes for a choke slam. Austin fights his way out. Kane then starts punching Austin. Austin manages to get to the outside, and he grabs a chair after whipping some Kane ass there with his big right hands. Hits Kane over the head with the chair. Kane then gets tossed back in the ring. Austin hits a Stone Cold Stunner. He then tries to get some beer, celebrates. You're thinking that's it, done for Austin, but Kane just sits up, bloody face, blood all over him, and hits a big choke slam on Austin. And he just choke slams Austin at his boots, and JR can't quite believe it. Oh my God, Austin! He's had his ass whooped here, and then Kane does the whole fire thing. Then we get a close up of Kane's face, busted open, pretty good.
No, this was... Yeah, I thought this was phenomenal, man. Just seeing these... This is how a wrestling show should end, man. 2 stars, going at it, bit of blood, bit of drama.
2 heavy hitters, man. 2 guys that when they're throwing fists at you, you're thinking, fuck aye, those with fists would take you.
2 guys, if I'm flicking through the... Say you're not a wrestling fan, you've never watched it in your puff. If you flick through this, and you land on this, and your remote runs out of batteries, you're not complaining.
No, this isn't like Seth Rollins and Punk grabbing each other by the head and throwing those shitty fucking punches, you know that. See when you see Kane punching Austin and Austin's like, you know, fucking selling it, and then in the corner, then Austin starts fighting back and Kane's head's fucking going from left to right with the velocity of the strikes. You're like, holy shit.
The chair shot, you know, everything to the stunner, and then like Kane, like, not no selling it, but like getting up in like an inhumane amount of time. The blood trickling out his fucking dome, and then the choke slam, brilliant. But listen to this, right? Scott's Blog of Doom gave this show an F. Said it was really boring, and that it was one of the worst shows in the world.
Scott's Blog of Doom's a fag. How about that?
No.
I'll give you an F. F for fag. Faggot.
No, it's also insane.
He's a fag, Tony.
No, it's insane though, right? He's like, no Triple H, no Goldberg, which I think's fair.
This guy would walk into the Bada Bing and fucking glue his eyes closed.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
Those guys in the room.
Gayest guy in the room.
Hey, Georgie. Right, no Goldberg. I think, right, no Goldberg should be there, right? But Triple H wrestled 2 world title matches back to back.
And he's going to be on Heat.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's a dig. I you know, like Goldberg, I think they have mishandled Goldberg so far, to a degree.
yeah, but Goldberg not being on the show doesn't automatically drop it to an F.
Yeah, no, if you're giving this show an F and saying it's boring, then what are you giving today's? Something tells me this guy's not watching today.
I probably is. He'd probably give it an A.
No,
Probably one of these losers that thinks it's the best thing he's ever seen.
That, though?
Mental illness, that's
That is
why.
a mental illness, guys. Anyway, rating time, I will give it a...
I'll give it a 7. I thought it was a good
7
roll.
out of 10. Not quite as good as SmackDown, but you know what, man? Some great in parts, and all that really matters is the ending to a show, isn't it? I want to watch next week's Raw. I want to see Austin come. I want to see Kane on the Rampage. I want to see Austin dealing with it. I want to see everybody dealing with Kane. Looking forward to it. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Peace.